So I'm at my cousin's house, and it's awesome because I'm learning a lot of things. And this is the video that I've been saying I was going to do, but I've been learning a lot of things about the LGBTQ community, and I'm going to use some terms only because I don't fully understand what I would have, like, what to say about things. And um, so for years I was blind to, I guess because of the way I was raised, blind to, I guess, the humanity in a way of the LGBTQ community, because I was never really raised around them. I knew a few, but we didn't get along. Excuse me. And for me, being here, my cousin, uh, of course, her kids are my cousins as well, but she has a trans daughter and she has a gay son. Um, she has other children as well, but these are the two that I've been focused on because when I walked in here, I knew what I was getting into with with their daughter. I didn't know their son was gay, but I'm learning a lot. I'm asking questions, and one thing I'm learning is that there is no singular spectrum for the LGBTQ community. There is a wide variety of personalities, a wide variety of struggles, and a wide variety of differences between where one can struggle while the other does not. Obviously, um, even though, like, uh, their son, who is gay, he's out there. Like, there is no shame. There is just, I'm me. I am me. Whereas their daughter struggled with it for a while, and she's to the point now where she's very much fully accepted herself. And I asked her myself, like, how would I describe you? Because I heard that the term trans person was, I guess, offensive, kind of like the word midget to little people, and even little people I've heard was, offensive. But I asked her, I said, how would I describe you in that way? And she said, my name. Just call me my name. And I always thought of it that way as far with myself, but I never thought of it that way with someone from the LGBTQ community. But I've been listening to Ben Shapiro, and Ben Shapiro's thing is, you can't change your age, and you can't change your sex. You're born a man, you're born a woman. And yeah, I do believe that as far as your body parts are concerned, if you have a penis, you have a penis. But it goes deeper than that, and I did not realize it, and I'm starting to understand that. I'm starting to understand that there is, I don't I don't want to say something wrong with the brain, but there's something different about, at least from what my cousin said, there's something different when it comes to a trans man and a trans woman than the white matter of their brain that causes them to either have, I guess, more testosterone or more estrogen, and it shapes the way they are. And their parents, at first, were kind of like, well, no, this isn't right. And it took a little while for them to figure it out and accept it. And the way that they behave now is they've been teaching me a lot about their kids, and they've been teaching me a lot about how they've learned to accept everything, and they learned how, and I'm learning how to approach the subject with more, I guess, grace and a better attitude, instead of, yeah, this is what I was taught growing up. I'm more like, okay, to hell with what I was taught growing up. I'm going to come into this with a fresher perspective, to where, I've taken religion out of the way I've approached this, and I've decided to just come at it as the ignorant person in this conversation that I am. And I'm learning a lot better that way, because I'm no longer saying, okay, well, God says because you're this, you're going to hell. I'm seeing the humanity within, this family that I didn't understand before. And I think that's the best way to approach this. I mean, even I still won't stray from my religious beliefs on the subject, but I also will not sit there and condemn and judge someone because of who they are. I used to think that before I came here, yeah, I'm gonna come in here with this attitude of no, my cousin is a boy, and I'm gonna call her a him, and I'm not like that anymore. I understand now. I get it. It's speaking to her. She's a girl. I can't deny that. I was wrong, totally wrong. She is a girl. And I think that learning experience for me, it just opened up so many different possibilities for me to understand people in a much broader spectrum, in a much bigger light. And I don't care how set in your ways and set in your mindset you are, I would suggest that anytime you have the opportunity to speak to someone, whether they are part of the LGBTQ community, whether they are a different race or a different, I guess, culture, and you can speak to them with an open mind and ask them, what is this like for you? What do you see when you hear this, or what do you think about when this happens? And you listen to them with an open mind, I'm telling you, the education is so much more valuable rather than going into it closed-minded, expecting them to say something, and when they don't, you just don't know what else to ask. You know, I didn't write questions down, and when it came down for me to ask questions, my cousin Faye just looked at me and said, "Okay, ask questions. Go ahead. What do you want to know?" And we sat there for hours, and some of the things I understood, some of the things that I just didn't, and I'm still trying to figure out how to understand things that she's told me. But to be honest, I don't see a trans person when I look at her. I see her. I don't see a gay person when I look at her brother. I see her brother. I see my cousins. And that was something that if you had asked me a few years ago I could do, I would have said no. But being able to come into it with an open mind, learning this, yeah, it's something I suggest we all do. Because those of you who are of the Christian faith, believe it or not, it is not your place to judge any of these people at all, regardless of their differences. That is God's job. The Bible says, "Beloved, let us love one another," and that is despite what we believe about a person. We are to love those of you who think that this is a sin. We're to love, the Bible says, to love the sinner, hate the sin. But I don't believe that a person being who they are is a sin. God does not make mistakes, in my opinion. So, yeah, I just wanted to give you guys that. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Please share this video. Love to know what you guys think. So, y'all have a good one, man. Be blessed. Deuces.